Welcome to the Daily Cup of Coffee Daily Show. I'm your host, Cody. We're here to talk Indianapolis Colts offense. Basically, this is the offense that I've actually really thought about using, simply because it's like the bunch on steroids. You got bunch tight end, bunch trio, and I'm a big fan of bunch, so just thought about breaking down this guide for you now. We're actually going to go into audibles a little bit later. Actually, make sure all the clicks work exactly the way I thought they would, and they do. So let's get into these audibles. I did this about 10 minutes ago, labbing this playbook all night, trying to get it working, and also the 46 defense. I will have 46 defense guide as soon as my two controllers come back, and I actually will maybe even do an add-on to the Sting Pinch guide that I just released, and it's going to go up on Madden Tips probably this afternoon. So we've got halfback stretch from single back ace, basically the best quick run in the game. In mine and in Gibbs' opinion, it's one of the best ways to get a three-headed rushing attack in Madden without using two audible slots. We have wide receiver drag, one of my favorite plays since Madden 11. Just so many good reads, so many things you can do with it. Love the wheel route, love everything in this play. Wide receiver crosses. We're actually going to experiment a little bit as we get into this with the snugs. Haven't used much snugs from Colts books, so we're going to get into that a little later. Indy bunch, we got that to get us into our bunch tight end and the close fullback trail. One of the best split close plays in the game. So let's break down these plays. I'm going to show you, basically, you can beat man and zone with any play you want out of this scheme. That's what works so well with it. We're coming out in the bunch Colts DB trail every single time, but we're not actually going to really call that play. We're going to use that situationally. The real play we're calling here is this PA post. If you watch the guide I just broke down, you'll know everything about this play, but basically here it is. You can do this. You want to read triangle, then you want to come back to square, then you want to go to X, and then circle. So you see here, triangle, and it works like a wide receiver screen somewhat. Have a fast tight end, or you can sub a wide receiver in at tight end, and it's going to be very effective. As far as the Colts DB trail, basically what I would do is left side is kind of do whatever you want on this in the bunch. And so what we would do is just 10 and out, flat, and one-step motion hike. And a lot of times one of those guys are going to get open quick. So there's your read. We actually took a sack there, but you want to re-drag that drag route because it does. I think it stops underneath, so you need to re-drag it. There you see. There's that route. Just a nice little West Coast play. I love short passing, quick passing. As you take a sip of coffee, but I've always loved that. It's just my MO. That's why I run West Coast. Halfback draw, just pinch line, and I wouldn't hold R2 until you get through the line, because I think it does something with the block shed. I've heard that from Monson Chappie. It does something with block shed. Verticals, we all know. Basically, you could do a lot with the tight end. You could leave him on his route. You could zig him, and you could do some other things. If they press stuff like this, I would do this, and you read the wheel route, then go to the vertical. Read the wheel route to the left, come back to Fleener. Really, we're not going to be throwing the ball to Avery. He's just kind of a good way to get Brown open. You can actually slant Avery and kind of pick off this middle linebacker right here. And then once you get past Fleener, so you want to read Brown, then Fleener, then you want to go to Hilton, and then last but not least, we got Reggie Wayne. And you see here, he kind of comes in that vicinity there. And it's just a quick little play, about 3-4 yards. And that's the system of my scheme. That's how my schemes work. I try to get 3-4 yards every single time. Let's get into the wide receiver drag. Now what you can do here, this is a recommended setup. Just zig the tight end, and you can motion snap Wayne after one step. So a little half-step motion. And you want to read the wheel route drag combo. Then you got that little 3-man route on that side. Hold on, let's get back into that. The 3-man route on that side is going to roast any man coverage and most zone coverages, unless they use it to stop the drag. You actually do want to smart route Avery. Go ahead and do that. But just one-step motion, and you see it's a man switch, and so you can get Brown wide open most of the time. They're not gonna switch off. You're gonna get him matched up with the linebacker. Basically, what's gonna happen is the guy here is gonna cover tight end. I'm pretty sure this guy should cover the running back, and this guy's gonna cover circle. So it works as a man switch, especially if you zig in Fleener. You actually go zone here, and you see there's the drag route. Drag route's very good against zone. Let's get into the quick audibles. I think there's a halfback. I think there's some quicks we liked out of here. Let's go back over this other. Let's do the rest of the routes though. So Say they're using that side, then you got this little post corner, gonna roast man coverage, especially on PlayStation 3, and then you have that little post route that's gonna roast zone coverage, and you can actually, if you pass it down to the inside, I think you're not gonna get picked ever with this play. So they're actually in zone here, so you want to pass lead up. Let's see if we can't get a computer to pick a man play, since I don't have two controllers. As soon as I have two controllers, guys, we're going to be pumping these bad boys out. We're going to be in here all day, probably pumping videos out every day. So here we go. You want to pass it down the inside. You want to click on. You want to get underneath. And a lot of times you'll get a nice catch. Luck doesn't have the best deep accuracy. So that's that. Now into the quick audibles from here. Okay, guys. The quick audibles from here, we have a halfback draw, which is perfect. You want to slide protect pinch line, and you just want to try and pick up some yards. They're dropping guys back. It's going to be very effective. Now for the next one, we have, and you always want to go through your setups as your audible and make everything look the same. You got quick slant, so a guy like Farles loves this for curl flats. Basically, you have a curl flat concept to the right. You have double slant ends. It's going to roast zone coverage there, and it's a very good concept. And just making a play out of nothing, guys. It's part of this scheme, how it works, how we get, so how good plays become great is you make plays out of nothing. All right, guys. The deep pass audible it's got a default zig, which is nice, and a default fade route. What I would personally do with this is I would put Hilton on a fade. I'd put Avery on an out, and you could put Brown on a swing left. You could blue route him. You could streak him. You could really do whatever you want with Brown. You'll motion Hilton in after 2 steps. Read the tight end, then you come back, and then if you don't have that, you got Brown out of the backfield, and it's just a nice little mix and play. I would call that against blitzes because you have so many. Every route on that play. Let's go back to that. Every route on that play, if you're on PlayStation 3, is going to be unbumpable. I do play on PlayStation 3. This guy's in the goal line, but I still want to show. So when we fade route Hilton, he's unbumpable. When we, especially on if you're on PS3, if you out route him, he's going to be unbumpable. Halfbacks are never pressed, and the tight end is unbumpable. And then you have a default fade routes will not get pressed either, guys. So you motion Hilton in after 2 steps, wait till he gets in, snap, and you're just reading everything. It's man beaters for days in that play. So I would call that against man, and they're going to have to go man because you're going to torch their zone. So tough plays to defend out of the doubles set. Let's go over the play action audible. Okay, guys, the play action audible is basically Colts version of verticals. Now, I would personally put an out on the right side of the field, and then I would just read the verticals. I'd read these 2 guys first. If you see that this guy follows him, you know it's man. You can check over here. If they don't follow him, you know it's zone, and you're going to hit one of these 2 receivers. So you see they don't follow, so we just pass lead up, and we got zone beaters for days. So very nice formation shotgun doubles. Let's get into the shotgun snugs. We're at 8 minutes, so we're going really quick here. I've had wide receiver cross. I want to make sure I got all the quick audibles I want, though, because you might need to change that. So we should get bench here. We do. Give me PA. Perfect. And draw. Good. Okay, wide receiver crosses. This is similar to Falcon cross. If you will route Brown, the only problem is we don't have the default will route on the right side. Or on the left side, we now have a post. And it's not going to be that big of a deal. And you just do the same kind of generic stuff. And Brown's going to actually sit in here. And you want to read the crossing routes. Let me get back into that. You want to read the crossing routes that these 2 triangle and X are on, and you could wheel route. I would always wheel route Brown, and then maybe I would probably motion snap Wayne. And what I would do is you could put him on a zig or you could put him on a fade. And if you motion him out, snap him at the numbers, he's a man beater. So you have a default man beater there. You have this underneath against like a zone blitz kind of thing, and then you have the crossing patterns that's going to destroy zone coverage, and I think triangles route's going to beat man coverage, and you have square beat like a cover 2 style zone with a couple spies here and there. So you see you have zone blitz, got this for days. So that's wide receiver crosses. Really all you really need to know. It's the same basic concepts from a different formation, guys, and that's what makes Madden so much fun for me, is I can do any playbook, really. And I'll show you here. There's triangle. Because it's all about concepts. And you can basically run any offensive playbook, in my opinion, but you want to run the one that gives you the most comfortable, that you're the most comfortable with. That's why we do all of them here. All right, this play, PA wide receiver crosses, is actually a play that was ran on me in a tournament all game. It's very dynamic. Triangle drop beats man coverage. If you motion Avery out to the left and snap once he sets and put him on a smart routing, he's going to be basically just like a little route. It's going to roast man coverage. You got a zone beater down in here, and what you want to do, I would say your first read needs to be that triangle route, because that's going to give you a quick tell whether it's man or zone post snap, and then you're just going to make the throw off of that. So what you're going to do here is I would blue route. You could fade, or you can do kind of whatever with Brown, but I personally like to blue route him because he's not really going to matter. But we don't really need him in this play. So we motion out, he sets, we read here, and then we see it's man coverage, pass lead to the outside once he makes his little cut, and you have man beater there. Now, let's talk about the left side of the field, because if not, your first read is going to be to the left, and if nothing happened in there, say the user guard the drag, and they call zone coverage on the poco route, then what I would then you're going to come back to the right side of the field, of course, and it works out very well with timing. So we motion out to the left, and we see that okay, that's not open. We got the corner route. That's going to be your first read there, as that's going to be very good against man coverage. And now let's get back to the play. I love audibly into the wrong set for you guys because I want to make the video last as long as possible. Just kidding. Guys, do go to MaddenTips.com. I think they put my scheme up, and they have some nice schemes there from Chief, and I would recommend buying their tournament specialized offense, as it's very, very in-depth. So do get that. So now, motion over here and say it's zone. Look at that. I practiced the perfect. So circle's not open, but you have this little pass lead. I would just pass lead up, or you could pass lead without any pass lead, or you could just pass without any pass lead. Said that wrong, but there's that wide receiver crosses. Now, some of you guys that are new may not know this, but the bench concept. What I would like to do is I like to make one side a bench concept, one side a drag bench kind of thing, drag corner concept. So you have basically you have a zone beater right, and you have a man beater left. So we got this, and you just motion snap there. That's going to roast man coverage. Check out the wide receiver motion snapping wide receiver drag video. Just search it in YouTube, and there's millions of guys that have put videos up on that. Now, just very simple. Your first read is the motion snap drag. If it's not open, then that means they're in zone coverage. So if they're in zone coverage, you want to come right back to the right side of the field and hit this flat streak corner route. Going to flood that zone on the right side of the field. So they're not there, but you have your corner route. And actually, that corner route's going to beat man coverage as well. What you could do so that means, since that corner route's so good against man-to-man coverage, here's what we could do, guys. You could make it a little quicker for you. You could put Hilton into play, put him on a zig here. Now he's going to be more part of your play here. So let's watch what happens. Should get a little one-on-one read there, and it's going to be very solid for man coverage. So if they're not open there, you know they're in zone. You're going to come back to the right side of the field and light it up. Also, guys, I've been slide protecting aggressive almost all the time against when I pass the ball, because it stops the A-gap blitzes for the most part, like 3-man, 4-man A-gap. It stops that, so they're going to have to bring extra guys when they blitz, which is going to allow me to read their coverage. Now that you see they're in zone, you pass lead the streak to the inside, click on, and cut to the inside and go get it. Very effective way to user catch. Do check out user catching in Madden 13. I'm sure there's videos on breaking that down, but I just, for the most part, all you do is just cut it off. Like you want to, as soon as the ball comes in, you just want to click on and just cut to the inside, probably 1 or 2 steps. And then I personally click off, because triangle's not going to help you catch the ball this year. I think I found that out first. I don't know. Probably some of the guys know about it. But triangle is not going to help you catch the ball, so you don't have to do that. All you have to do is click onto your guy and make your little swivel with your left stick. You don't have to hold triangle. Just a quick little add-on tip. So you see here zone coverage. Now we had the corner out there. I just made a bad read, but you have the corner out there, so that's bench. That kind of breaks that down. A lot of people already know about that. Play. Now let's go to stick. Basically, what I like to do is you can actually snap. I like the fact that these receivers here are off the line because they're going to get more separation against man coverage, and the little curl routes are very solid against zone coverages. What I would personally do is since we want to make this a very nice universal play, something we run a lot of, we always motion out this guy right here. Probably whenever we want to pass from this set, except for wide receiver crosses, but then we motion out this guy. So to make this look like wide receiver crosses and not bench or bench or that play action scissors, like little play action wide receiver cross play, we're going to motion circle out now, and I'm going to put him on a zig route. I'm going to put Brown there. I'm actually going to put Fleener on a zig. You want to smart route the little curl route here, and what your first read though is you're going to read left quick, then you're going to come back to the right. Timing is everything, guys. You want to snap once it gets to the numbers. You're going to read left quick. You got that wide open. You're going to take 5 yards all day. Turn it into 10. That's how that play works. Now, say the left side of the field is kind of covered. What's going to happen is if it's man coverage, hold on a second, guys. If it's man coverage, you're going to hit this little curl route. If it's zone, you're going to hit this guy. Say they do something crazy. They have a flat here and a kind of a couple hooks here. What you would do, same setup, is motion to the right. Now you're going to make a right side of the field read. As soon as you see that, you got him checkmated there. So you can hit that route. Really, that route can't be stopped if they don't have a flat out there. Or man cover. Well, man coverage really doesn't stop it either. You just need a pass lead to the inside whenever you throw that. That's very important. Now let's talk about this Fleener route. Basically, Fleener is a hit or miss route. It's either going to get open or it's not. And if it gets open, it's going to get way open, like wide open. So that's what I would do with that. Coming up on 20 minutes. We haven't even gotten into the running sets yet. Because this playbook is so loaded. I love this playbook. So, say they're using these zig routes, and they got that left side, something crazy going on over here. Now you have a user catch game with your running back just pass lead. You want to pass it to the opposite side of the guy that's guarding him against zone. Against zone, you just want to pass lead up, probably. I pass lead to the inside for some stupid reason because I suck. Just kidding, guys, but I just made a mistake. We all do that. Let's go that one more time. So if they're blitzing, you can just kind of whip him out there, and most of the time he's going to catch that. Just experiment with pass leading to halfback. Now let's talk about the close fullback trail. Gibbs and Farls did a breakdown of this. I'm not going to take their setup. I'm going to show you mine. I know they did a setup really similar to mine. I think it might even be the exact setup, but I think they do something else with circle. But what you know about, guys, we know that motion snaps work well. We know that zigs work well, and it's just like a flood concept on the right, so you can't run zone there. And you could 10 and out. Put Avery on a 10 and out against man. You can put him on a curl, put him on a streak, put him on a fade, even a zig. But personally, I'm going to put him on a streak because this should beat man coverage, this should beat man coverage, this should beat man coverage, and this should beat zone coverage. Say it doesn't beat zone, you have this pass leading to the inside. So that's what we're looking for. So you just want to read. You see circle's your first read, guys. Circle's your first read, then you progress to the little zig route. So let's get that real quick for you. You want to read circle, then you progress here, then you come back to this guy, then you come across to here. This guy's your little safety valve. When you have a blue route, slide protect opposite of it. Now what's going to happen is he's going to pick up this kind of guy coming from off this side, and now if it's say a blitz comes from here, they're sliding over. So that's how that's going to work. So we got that against the zone coverage, and it just, we're seeing a lot of drops from these Indy Colts, which is, I actually am considering going back to them. I actually have gone back to Dallas, even though Romo still frustrates me sometimes because of what they did to his deep accuracy rating. But for the most part, Dallas is still solid, especially with the addition of Ernie Sims. So So they do this, this, and this, and now you have Reggie Wayne. This guy was actually covering Reggie Wayne. This guy right here was covering Reggie Wayne. And Reggie Wayne was what? No, what this guy was... Okay, so this was where Bruce Carter was. Well, let's show you. We got instant replay access. Let me show you this real quick. Then we'll get into the quick audibles, because you can talk about this play all day. But what happens here... Okay, yeah, this guy right here, he's guarding him. Watch what happens. He gets lost. That's Bruce Carter. He's got like 70-man coverage. So that's pretty solid for a linebacker and good speed and stuff. So you know that's a good solid coverage guy. Guys, you will see the Cowboys in every video I do, just cause I like them. All right, this play wide receiver out. This guy's gonna get good separation sometimes. Sometimes he's not. You can do something like this: motion Brown out, put him on a little fade route, bring him back in. And I would wheel route Hilton here, and you just make a read in between these three kind of routes here. Personally, you could streak Wayne if you want to. You can drag him, do whatever you want with Wayne. But I would motion Hilton out now, and now all of a sudden it's a weird kind of setup. Kind of motion a couple guys. Your first reads are here, then you come back to this. Okay. Actually, no. You want to look quick. If you can see quick that this guy's off the line, you're going to have this. If this guy doesn't follow him. And if they do follow him, then you just come back to the left side. Then you come back to the right side if that's not open. So you see that I'm saying there? Quick pass to Hilton. You're gonna get about 10 to 15 yards on every time they don't cover that. They don't honor that. We take the last drink of our coffee here. You could put Donald Brown on a streak, but it actually works better if you fade him and then you bring him back in, and it's more of a snap throw kind of option. We said drag, zig, streak, whatever you want. I'm actually going to streak this time. Now, let's talk about the left side of the field. You got your snap throw there. Very good. I didn't even click on there. Pass it to the inside if you want, or no pass lead. It really doesn't matter. It's a very solid snap throw. I don't know if people may be upset that I'm giving that out, but that's becoming my favorite little snap throw from split close, from split back anything. Motion him out, bring him back. However, it is kind of a tell, so you want to motion him out, set, and wheel routing, and sometimes you can play mind games. There's that really good separation from there on that play. But if it's not there, guys, it will get picked, so you need to be careful on that. I know if you know anything about Madden, one of his favorite plays in the game, Chiefs out from the shotgun snugs. It's got this same kind of route here, and what happens is it's either there or it's not, and you kind of got to make a quick read, but make some quick reads. If you can read the defense well, you're going to be good with any offense you run. So, say nothing's there, you got a user catch option here. Didn't make the play because I suck. No, I'm just kidding. Just didn't make the play there. I think we had a drop. Sometimes that happens. Now let's talk about, we're not even going to worry about the left side of the field this time. Then I'll talk about this Hilton and Fleener combo. Of course we would do that. Now the only way that this side's not going to be open is if they're in the zone, I would say. The only way we're going to come back to this side is if they're in man coverage. Or not man coverage, but if they're in zone coverage. So because they do something like they put like a hook here, and they put like a purple here, maybe like a deep here. So like this guy's going purple, this guy's going deep, this guy's going to the hook. That's not going to be open if that happens. And the running back route might still be open. Let's say they're in the zone. We motion Hilton across. We got streak. And something like this. Little route from Fleener's going to sit in between all the zones, and the route to Hilton is going to beat some of the underneath zones and cover 3 probably. Now let's get into, we're actually going to take a break, and we're going to come right back with part 2. So guys, thanks for watching. Please tune in the next part 2. We're going to discuss the bunch tight end. I think it's going to take a whole video to discuss that formation. There's so many things you can do. Appreciate your support, and we'll see you next time.